Hello and welcome to this Tango video tutorial about the cross from Back Ochos. It's a very classic structure. We show it once. Let's show it from this angle. So this is our direction of the dance. We start with the opening step Apertura. We lead the follower into a backward ocho, a second backward ocho. We have the exit in cross system and we go to the cross and we continue with the step. One time so that you see my back. And Apertura, around of our partner into the first ocho. Second ocho, she's a little bit on my right side. We prepare the exit. Now we don't run into the wall. Very small, and here would be the cross. If I don't have space, could also happen at the milonga, I could always, let's have this situation, go for a little bit of pivot and then into the direction where I have space. What is important in this structure? First, depending on how much experience you have with the ochos, in this first ocho, we said there's either you use a lot of spiralization to go to the ocho and then come back, or there's another video about this if you want to look for that in detail, or you walk a little bit around your partner. By that, we are not spiralizing as much. We are parallel to each other, and I walk a little bit around her, which creates the first pivot. The second pivot is more spiralized and created like that. One more time. We said we don't want to count this moment, so we have arrive, prepare, go for it. Now with the quarter over turn and exit here. One time to the side. So we take a small side step, not to run out of the camera. I think around her. My step here, it's important that it's not in the direction where I came, but in direction around her. But you see, it's tiny. It's like 10 centimeters, and it just helps her to understand. I give the expansion energy. We use this image of butterfly if you follow our channel. And here I create the first ocho with this. Second ocho, and we exit. One time from this angle. So we start, we take a small side step. I go around. We have the first ocho, second ocho. Here, feel that your feet are always a little bit turned outside, but that you will feel more stable and you can enjoy this moment of arriving to the axis more. This is where we prepare the cross to create a little bit of openness with our chests. If we don't create this, it will feel flat and maybe she will collect without crossing and will drag us that we fall here. So one time we already had the cross, the ocho, and we go there, here, and it's a beautiful moment also later in close embrace to enjoy, to here go for the cross. The first alteration that we did was that we said we can over pivot, overturn the second ocho. So instead of doing two ochos that are equal in their orientation, you see it's on one line, the second ocho, I go a little bit back. So we go diagonal against the sense. But then we create also space in front. And if we're at the milonga, sometimes if we go like this, we would take so much space that we run already into the next couple. So let's hope we're dancing at a very crowded milonga. So I create a little bit of space here. I can have this step very small, and only this is a big step. If there's no space, okay, rebote, and we're again on our spot where we have space. We move a little bit forward, but not as much. Let's suppose we have more space, but we still don't have 4 meters. So the second ocho, I invite her to come a little bit back. Here we want to align ourselves, and from this we also go a little bit diagonal to the right from the leaders. Why? Sometimes we have the habit or the custom that we go here too straight, and then we need to walk like a banana to produce the cross. And then we end up in the middle of the floor, which we also don't want. So, normal ocho, a little bit back, and now here in this direction. You see how how the pelvis is facing the pelvis of my partner, and here her legs are on one line now. By that, it's easy to create the cross in the center of the couple, and if you feel better, to continue like this. One time to the other side. So we had the first ocho and the second ocho a little bit backward, just a little bit. Now diagonal, and here we take the cross and we exit. Let's do these sequences in close embrace. In close embrace, it feels very nice if we have this first a little bit around. We can also take more time for that. Now I'm on the same line and I'm going to the cross. One time from here, and apertura, first ocho, second ocho on the same line, realignment, and go to the cross. One time the second version, so let's go. Yep. Apertura into the cross as before, but now I'm creating space. Maybe we need to open a little bit. We realign and we close the embrace to take the ocho. One more time. So, apertura, surround our partner, create a little feeling backward. Now we didn't have to open, and we take the cross.
One important thing that my partner, Helmut, he don't use really hands for when he go around of me for pivot or when he do cross. Everything work in his body. So he creates space by his body, and his embrace always move with his body and not separately.
That's very important at the beginning. Thanks for pointing it out, Iris, that I'm not dragging her here. We said it's here, this part, that is creating the impulse, the motor of the movement. Of course, it's transmitting through the arms and hands, but it's not the hands itself that create this impulse.
It's very important from beginning, because when we in close embrace, if Helmut will use all the time his hands and not body, it will very not comfortable in my feelings, in my body, and for sure I will not enjoy it.
What we said in the classes was that we want to use the embrace to show our partner, I'm with you, nothing can happen, here we have a good time, yes. And I keep them there. I let the movement transmit through them, but the primary function of my embrace is to communicate these ideas of we want to be together, we want to have the dance. Maybe sometimes we create a little bit more of space, sometimes we want to dance very close. And yeah. While she's pivoting, when we're in close embrace, sometimes we refer to that as rolling. So in close embrace, we have another video on that, we have 4 contact points, where the ribcage is and where the breast is. Now when we have the ochos, I lift this arm just to make it visible for you, we get the contact point only to one side. When we get to the other side, we have the contact point only on that side. Also here you can pay attention that you still keep the 2 contact points, that it's not just the upper one. Yes. And here, when we get to the exit, it's very important. Now I have 3. Now I have 4 contact points again. And that will feel much more comfortable and stable to exit. Okay, already a lot of information for one short video. The last thing was that we added a parada from the cross. Let's have it directly from the close embrace. So we have opening step, first backward ocho, second backward ocho into cross system. And now I center to open a little bit the embrace, release, and we have the parada from the cross. We can get close again, and we use the exit of the half turn. And here we are. If we want to continue, we can either use a forward ocho or a back ocho. Back ocho would be here, or forward ocho, of course, I create the space, she takes it, and we continue. To the other side. So, apertura, around my partner, first ocho, second ocho, create the space. Here I center, have the projection, sandwich for the follower, passada, and exit with the half turn. We hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions, please comment and we will get back to you.